Good morning. This is Roger Demuth. I wanted to show you today a few of my artist paint boxes and traveling kits. And this is an older box that I made. It's made of chipboard and then covered with bookbinder's cloth and embossed label, leather label, and string to hold it tight. I've made a lot of these over the years, and they've been very handy. I can just grab a box and then head out the door. And so inside the boxes are all nicely fitted together. Contain just about everything you'd need to work with, and they usually include a sketchbook. And this is a canvas sketchbook. And then hand-sewn signatures, and most often they have a frontispiece in them, not all the time. This one is blank, but kind of about 3.5 by 4.5 inches. They always include a paint box, and this is a Caran d'Ache crayon box made of metal. You can get them in an art supply store. And then I made the dividers here and then squeezed the Winsor & Newton pigment into the spaces. And then there's a couple of beautiful brushes that I've sawn in half, and so they fit into the box. That's kind of nice. The sets usually come with a brush or two and some sort of a pencil. Those fit right in there. And this one has a space for watercolor paper, and this is a finished painting, I'll put it this way together, of Bernice Lanphier, who ran the Chautauqua Inn in Chautauqua, New York, and her living room. And these are done on 300-pound watercolor paper, and then painted with Winsor & Newton paints. It's kind of fun. There's I can't get to it very easily. See if I can pull it out of here. A pencil for doing the drawing, and water, India ink, and a rapidograph. I used to use them, and they were fun at the time. So everything you need to paint in the wilderness. And then it evolved into this box. I could just clip a piece of watercolor paper to the surface and work right on the cover, and that's handy. And then there's a bottle of ink. I use these dip pens that I buy on eBay. And then I made this box, and of course it's covered with bookbinder's cloth also. I didn't center my logo center enough, so I put a little arrow, so this is where it should have been. And a little latch. This box isn't falling apart, but it's been around for a long time. And then on the inside cover, it has one of my labels. And then places that it's been: San Juan, Puerto Rico, and San Francisco, Nantucket, Charleston, Las Vegas, Switzerland, Kauai, Honolulu, Nova Scotia, Providence, and Martha's Vineyard, to name a few. I know a few. I haven't identified every place it's been. And this box has everything that you need to work with, including a paint box, paint nibs, white opaque, the usual dip pen, and some sort of a Staedtler Mars B pencil. And then it has, I should show you this place, it has a built-in pencil sharpener, erasers, and I'm proudest of this. This is a 1906 Gillette razor container. It's probably the nicest of all the paint boxes you could ever use, and it opens 180 degrees, so that's important. Then a little color chart here, and then I made the dividers on this. This probably should have been painted white, But I always work out my colors on a piece of paper so I know what color I'm using. Isn't that nice? And I don't know who designed it, but it's quite lovely. And then this is Higgins ink, and it's a dip pen, so I can work on the cover, undo the eyedropper, and there's a little hole for it to fit in, and then I can use that. I always wipe it. Look at all the paint that's been spattered over the years. And then I just go out drawing. Occasionally I go with a group, but quite often on my own. This is with the Syracuse Sketchers group, and we went to Lemoyne College one day. I'll go through a few of these. This is a print, actually, of a drawing I gave to Brian Buckley because he was the convocation speaker at Syracuse University one year. Peter Yorn, musician. Isn't that pretty? And on the beach in Honolulu. And I found that when I was painting on the beach, even people would come up to you and go, "Oh, I'm an artist. I like art." And you get into some nice conversations. On the bus, this was drawn. Most of these are from life in this box. There's always a space for extra watercolor paper here. Will Shortz, he's the crossword puzzle guru from the New York Times. This is kind of a fun one done from life, from the ballroom on the top floor of the Hotel Syracuse, and an ancient hotel, somewhat forlorn. It's kind of nice. From this is the Swordgate House at 32 Laguerre Street in Charleston. A meeting, and so I always bring something to draw with at meetings, and this is for the August Art Trail meeting at the in the basement of the Cazenovia Library. This one was not drawn from life. I did work from some photos that I took, but I like it because it's so simple, and painted of the Nesbit Inn, or from the view from the Nesbit. We used to stay there many years ago. And Paradise Inn in Key West, just the beautiful palms. And quite often I do work from photographs. This is one that I took, or my iPad, or from my iPhone. And so you can see I just love Key West because people have let themselves go so nicely. And look at this, everything needed. He's got everything, Brett, to survive in the wilderness. Extra sneakers and his bike, and all fitted out. So that's my interpretation of it. This is from the Syracuse Sketchers group. And we just go to random places. I didn't do any of the organizing of that group anyway. And this is a double from a town or village meeting. See if I can get it all in here. That neat. And then I would sketch this from life. Just start at a point and then draw everything around it. If you make a mistake, who cares? You know, it's a sketch. And there's one other that's a double here, done at a street corner in Nantucket. Let me just get it right. I guess it goes like that. And this is Andy Foley, a tourist from New York City. And he was standing in front of the post office and liquor store next to it in Townsconsett. Quite a lovely little town. And he worked at an art supply store up on 57th Street. And notes from a meeting. And I know this is a double also, but the other half is disappeared somewhere in the studio. I'll find it when I'm not looking for it. So everything just fits together, and usually there's, when I go somewhere, I just take a stack of fresh paper, odds and ends, loose pieces, and then put it all together in the box. So that's it. Now you know. For more of my images of my work and to get in touch with me, visit RogerDemuthWatercolors.com.